just automatically hit. Which is pretty
4
good.
plus 1. 3 plus 2 plus 2.
Fuck, fuck, fuck! The 3 magic missiles hit her in the back just as she's half melted in between this room and the outside. And poof, disappears into a blast of pink smoke. And the room goes quiet again.
You see, I have confidence in our abilities here.
Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
That was close. Did you see that last attack? Tarek, if that had hit you, I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
I look around the room. Was there anything worth fighting for in here? It's in that chest over there.
Yeah.
Well, in the chest was the remains of that you disturbed that caused this
Right.
the specter, but I'll read a little more. Hang on. Yeah, these skeletal remains, you look closely, they look like a like a woman wrapped in a tattered bed sheet stained with dry blood. It looks like it was hidden here. Her tattered clothes look like an apron and a little hat. This looks like the nursemaid for the family from the attire.
This is a coffin, not a chest. Is there a second one? Is that what this is? Is there a second coffin?
Did this?
What? Is this a door right here?
That is just a window, I believe. Yeah, that is just a window overlooking the front. Actually, it looks down on the balcony that you can get to from the nursemaid's suite.
Oh, okay.
It's straight down a floor is the balcony. Those 2 windows, or that window looks down on it. Yeah. Looking around, everything else is dusty, and there's mannequins and sheets and cobwebs, but the only thing of interest really was the chest.
Has the bones of the nursemaid in it.
Yeah.
This place gives me the creeps.
Me too. Let's get out of here.
Me too. I'm done with this place.
Take one final look around to see if there's any clue as to how to open the padlock door. But I guess.
Back in the hallway, it looks like a fairly simple locking mechanism. Anybody proficient with lockpicking should be able to deal with it, unless you wanted to destroy it in some way with magic or strength.
I have proficiency with these tools, but I don't have a pair. Usually I need some pliers and a pick, sometimes a little mirror. I don't have any of that stuff, but I'll give it a go.
Here? Someone open this door. Someone else go first. I'm tired.
I'll take a look.
Preston, make a quick history check, actually. Well, yeah, you can look in there too while you're doing that.
Sure. History check. 11.
Well, first I'll deal with that in a sec, but first, you peek in the room in the bottom left, and it simply looks like another spare bedroom. I don't think there's anything special to read. No, just full of cobwebs, blah, blah, blah. That's not very interesting. Yes, with your history check, looking at the padlock, you're looking to see a keyhole in it, and at that very moment, you tap your breast pocket and remember the iron key.
Key from the desk upstairs.
Sure enough, it fits. You start turning it in the lock. From behind the door float Rose and Thorn's voices. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Little Thorn shouts. The padlock clinks noisily as you put the key in and turn, then it clatters to the ground. The children's voices disappear from behind the door at the noise. You open the door and the gloom strangles this place. You spot 2 child-sized beds, a toy chest, and a dollhouse. It's a perfect replica of the Durst Manor, you realize. What's most unsettling is that the room's sole window is bricked up. More unsettling is what you spot in the middle of the room. 2 small skeletons dressed in tattered but unfortunately familiar clothing. The smaller of the 2 cradles a doll.
Huh.
I,
If anything's gonna haunt this place.
Is it a big place?
I walk up to the remains. Sorry, and I reach down. Sorry, I'm sorry, and I reach down and I grab the doll, easing it from the child's hand to see if it also has a marking.
You reach towards the skeletons and pick up the doll, moving one of the child's hands a little bit as you do so. A sudden chill seizes your spine. 2 children appear on a nearby bed. It's Rose and Thorn. Cradling her little brother, Rose scowls and asks, "Are you here to play with us?"
Does everyone else see this or just me?
Everyone sees this.
Yes, of course. Do you not remember us from outside?
Remember you? Make a persuasion check.
I really need to save these.
Oh, right. Oh, we forget so much, don't we? She looks down at her brother, looks back at her, but he's interested in his doll, which he prevented you from snatching. He's just playing with that. Yes, you are going to help us with the monster. You haven't yet, though, have you?
We haven't been able to find it yet. If you could help us find the monster, we would be happy to help.
Of course. It's in the basement, but you wouldn't know how to get to it, would you? She runs around a little bit, laughing to herself.
I'm right. I don't know how to get to the basement.
We do have some more dolls, though. If you could tell us how to get to the basement, we have dolls for you to
The
play
mention
with.
of the dolls, the younger Thorn, the boy looks up and immediately drops the doll he's playing with and just reaches his hands out towards you. Dolls?
Yes. Dolls.
But not until you show us how to get to the basement.
Her eyes grow a little bit red and her eyebrows furrow as the mention of this. We've been good! We deserve to play! Ah! She screams at the top of her lungs. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
You did not like it.
Well, that is the text for the command, but it is not the command itself. Ooh. When the DM goes, ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, the piercing screech seems directed only at you, and it seems to penetrate your skull. The ringing, shrill voice almost bursting your eardrums. Take 2 psychic damage, please. She's still looking at you, Bard, or he's still looking at the little boy, ignoring his sister with his arms outstretched.
You want the doll, little guy? All right. Do you know where the entrance is to the basement? Yeah. Well. All right.
Points behind him to the dollhouse in the back of the room.
Let's take a walk. Let's take a little walk, you and I. All right. Here you go.
Show us on the house. Show us on the house.
Nah, we can figure more out. This guy's,
Did you hand him a doll?
Yeah, we have another one as more backup if we need. But yes, I'm gonna hand him one doll.
Yeah, okay, you hand him a doll and he seems to calm down and starts playing with it. And Rose, he goes over to the bed and starts playing with it, ignoring you. Rose looks at you with kinder eyes now that you've been nice to her brother. And she says, "He's not lying, He's not quite right. The dollhouse, though, it's a perfect replica of the house here."
I'll walk over and take a look to see where the basement is on the dollhouse.
Show us on the dollhouse where we can get into the basement.
Yeah. Right here with a little entrance from the storage room where you just came from is an ingenious spiral staircase along the back of the dollhouse that runs the full column of the house all the way down past the first floor into the basement. And you remember now kind of figuring that out in the library where the walls didn't really match, but it must be made out of stone. Yeah, that's very clear that that's the way to the. In fact, yeah, you find all of the secret doors in the whole house by looking at the dollhouse.
You
Well,
mean to
there's
suggest that we're supposed to take the chimney to the basement?
It's not a chimney. It's stairs. But be careful. She looks at you guys and sees the rapier hanging from the bard's waist, and sees you're holding the spear from the armor, and there's a dagger from the knife in the kitchen by your belt. She sort of nods to herself. You'll kill the monster then?
Well, we'll at least negotiate with it. But can you tell us anything else about the monster? Is it tall? Is it skinny? Is it fat?
Well, we've never seen the monster. Just sounds like horrible screaming from the basement. That's our parents who told us it was a monster, but they don't say much about it.
Your parents were absolutely telling the truth.
Okay.
We'll go down there and take care of it. Oh,
Well,
pardon
thank
me.
you. Really, it's Walter that we're worried about. We were supposed to be looking after him. Our nursemaid Margaret, she quit, and we've been looking after him ever since. But he's nowhere to be found. Please find him.
Yes, we will do exactly that. I promise you.
Sometimes I don't remember what's happened. Other times I do. She looks over at the two small, frail skeletons in the middle of the floor. We were so very hungry. Margaret was supposed to come check on us, but no one came when we cried. Then the hunger went away and we grew very cold. And then we went to sleep. She shakes it off and goes over and sits by her brother and plays with his doll. With him.
Your door was locked, wasn't it?
He nods quietly without looking up at you.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
I'm gonna walk over to the two children sitting on the bed. I'm gonna kneel down to their level, and just on my standing, just gonna hand her the doll that I have. I'm gonna get up and walk away.
Okay, between handing the doll and Tarek saying it's sorry it happened to you, Tarek, make a religion check with advantage.
Amazing. 12 plus 2.
Yeah,
And maybe guidance.
You don't need it. It's fine. Yeah, everyone deserves final rites, and looking at these two skeletons here, the right thing to do would be to give them a final proper burial. You're not sure how you can do that, though. She sort of notices you looking at them, and her eyes meet yours, and she just says, "In the basement, there's a crypt. One of them is meant for us." She looks away sadly.
I understand. Don't you worry. We're gonna figure out a way to do this. Can I pull the blanket off one of the beds and use it to wrap up the skeletons into a bundle?
Sure. Sounds good.
I'll look up, try to get some guidance from Tyr, sort of think about how to lay these two to rest. Just start wordlessly walking out and back to the stairs to go outside.
Yeah, it's not the first time, unfortunately, you've had to wrap dead bodies, prepare them for burial, so you make quick word of it, especially these old skeletons, which are nothing really more than bones. Looking at them, like decades at least, maybe even centuries. As you do so, you delicately wrap them up, both Rose and Thorn, their bodies fade from the bed in front of you, and they disappear.
I think we need to give them some peace, but first we should probably also do the same for their baby brother. I don't know. I know none of y'all are religious people, but this is important to me, and I would take it as a kindness if you would help me with this.
And I I assist, while saying, "While I may have despised my mother for forcing religion on me, it doesn't mean I don't believe." So yeah, I assist.
Whatever you say, Tarek, though, they said there was a crypt in the basement. I think that's our next.
Yeah. Can we, I mean, unless something crazy happens, go down to the first floor, drop the remains in the foyer?
They want to be buried in the crypt in the basement.
Yeah.
Oh, we can take them directly. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
The spiral staircase that's on this model, this dollhouse. Let's find a way into it.
Yeah,
lead the
it's
way.
clear from having looked at the dollhouse how to get into it now. When you go back into the storage room, though, you swear this oval black shaped shadow was not there before. It seems very clear that this passage has only been opened up since last we were in here. And you step into it, gently carrying their remains.
Kind of
tight-
cradling them on the shield.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, a tight staircase spirals down into darkness between walls of mortared stone. Cobwebs and dust are everywhere. Down and down into the depths you go, the shaft growing tighter and tighter. The air is stale, even bitter. Just as you can handle it no longer, just as your lungs are fit to burst, you find yourself before an archway that leads to a tunnel of carved earth and stone. You are now level 2 for having gotten to the basement.
Booyah.
Yes.
Except not until we rest, right?
Right.
Can we take a 2-minute break?
Yeah, this is perfect time for
Rest,
5-minute break.
rest.
Just a quick 8-hour nap.
Yeah.